الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن والاه. أما بعد, respected viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and welcome to this new lesson of the explanation of the book of Salat. In today's lesson, we will cover the topic of Salat al-Musafir, or the prayer of the traveler. The rules of Islam are very merciful and practical, and therefore, because of the hardship and the inconvenience which a person usually undergoes during travels, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made certain concessions to the traveler. One of these concessions is that the traveler may shorten some of the obligatory prayers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَإِذَا ضَرَبْتُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ فَلَيْسَ عَلَيْكُمْ جُنَاحٌ أَن تَقْصُرُوا مِنَ الصَّلَاةِ, meaning, and when you travel through the earth, there is no blame on you if you shorten your prayer. Because of this grant from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is an established practice that a traveling person may shorten the 4 rak'at for the obligatory prayers into 2 rak'at only, and therefore al-Dhuhr, al-Asr, and al-Isha prayers may be shortened to 2 rak'at. However, the Maghrib and the Fajr prayers cannot be shortened and are to be performed in full. As we mentioned earlier, this is a grant from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the Muslim should accept the grant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Shaykh al-Uthaymeen, may Allah have mercy on him, said, some of the scholars said that offering the prayers in full when traveling is a makruh, meaning it's disliked, because this is the contrary to the regular ongoing practice of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, as Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam never offered the prayer in full when traveling, and he sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli," pray the way you have seen me praying. This is also the view favored by Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on him, and it is strong view. In fact, it may be the strongest of the opinions. In addition to shortening a salat, it is also an established practice that the traveler may combine some obligatory prayers. Therefore, a Dhuhr prayer may be delayed until the time of Al-Asr prayer, when both will be performed at the same time. Or the Asr prayer may be brought forward to the time of a Dhuhr prayer, when both will be performed. Likewise, the Isha prayer may be brought forward to the time of Al-Maghrib prayer, or the Maghrib prayer may be delayed until the time of the Isha prayer. The Fajr prayer can neither be brought forward or delayed and has to be performed at its prescribed time. But we need to pay attention to the following. Sometimes it is permissible for the traveler to shorten the prayers, and it is not highly recommended for him to combine the prayers. He can always shorten the prayers, but to combine them, there is few things that he needs to pay attention to. So when the traveler stops on his journey, like if he stops at a hotel, it is better for him to perform each prayer shortened at its due time, not to combine prayers. And the moment he travels again, the moment he goes back to the road, he is allowed to shorten and combine the prayers. So when does a journey count as traveling? Some of the scholars, may Allah have mercy on them, think that traveling is defined by distance between 81 and 83 kilometers or more. Some scholars say that traveling is defined by al-urf, the local custom, meaning whatever is customarily regarded as traveling, then it is traveling, even if it is to a place that is close. And whatever is not regarded as traveling, then it is not traveling. This was the view favored by Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah, may Allah have mercy on him, and it is more correct from the point of view of ad-dalil, the evidence, but it is very difficult to apply, because one person may regard a trip as traveling while the other does not. Therefore, the definition based on distance is more precise and clearer to people. So if you travel a distance of 81 or 83 kilometers, then you are considered a traveler. How long can the traveler use the grant of shortening and combining the prayers while traveling? According to the majority of scholars, if a traveling person is determined to return to his home as soon as he finishes his work, but does not know when that will be, meaning he has no idea when he will return home, but he knows that the moment he finishes his work, the moment he finishes his mission at his journey, he goes back home. In this case, he is allowed to shorten the prayer as long as he is on travel, because he does not know when his travel will end. In the other hand, if the traveler is determined to stay for few days and knows exactly when he is going back home, for instance, he bought a round-trip ticket and he knows exactly the day he goes back to his home, then he should pray full if his stay exceeds more than 4 days. This is the view of the majority of scholars, the Imam Malik, Imam Shafi'i, and Imam Ahmed, may Allah have mercy on all of them. And this is the view of other scholars. And this is the correct view, because it was reported in so many authentic ahadith that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam traveled to Mecca and he stayed 4 days, and during his stay he sallallahu alaihi wasallam shortened the prayer because he had already known how many days he would be staying. It was also reported that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam shortened the prayer for 18 or 20 days. And most likely Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam had no idea as regards to the number of days he would be staying, and therefore he was shortening the Salat for 18 and in another narration for 20 days. The next point we will cover in this lesson deals with the traveling person being an imam for residents. For instance, you went to visit a place and they asked you to lead them in prayer. In such case, being an imam, you perform only 2 rak'at for the Dhuhr or Al-Asr or Al-Isha prayers, while the residents who pray behind you shall, upon your completion of the prayer, continue to complete the remaining 2 rak'at of the respective prayers. However, in such case, it is highly recommended that the traveler who may act as an imam first gives notice to the congregation regarding his position and his intention to shorten the prayer, so that the congregation continues to complete the prayer. And therefore he should tell them before he starts the Salat that he's going to shorten the Salat, and when he finishes his 2 rak'at he should make taslim silently, then turn to the congregation and say the following: أتموا صلاتكم فإنا قوم سفر, meaning continue your prayer because we are traveling people, and this is a sunnah. Finally, we will talk about the scenarios where the traveler cannot shorten the prayer and must pray a salat in full. If a traveler is praying behind the resident imam of the place he is visiting, then in such case the traveler shall pray with the imam all the 4 rak'at in full as usual. The second scenario is when the traveler remembers a prayer while he was not traveling. For instance, the traveler, before he left for his journey, he forgot to pray Dhuhr. And then, in his journey, he remembered that he did not pray Dhuhr. In this case, he has to pray Dhuhr in full, 4 rak'at, as if he was resident. The other scenario is when the traveler remembers a prayer when he was traveling. For instance, a traveler forgot to pray Al-Asr while he was traveling. Then when he arrived home, he remembered that he did not pray Al-Asr while he was traveling. So does he pray Al-Asr 2 rak'at or 4 rak'at? The safer and the better way to do it is to pray 4 rak'at in full. And that is the opinion of Imam Shafi'i and Imam Ahmed, may Allah have mercy on both of them. And that is the safer and the better way to do it. With this, we come to the end of this lesson. I ask Allah Azza wa Jalla to make us among those who listen to the word and follow the best of it. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.